But let me go ahead and read this comment. Sorry for all the noise, but girl, I'm walking now, so it's a lot going on. I'm on foot. Oh, Lord. So let me get this comment out, and then I'm gonna read it, give my 2 cents, and go on and catch my bus. Okay. So the person that left this comment, it was on another content creator's um, comments. And basically, the content creator is talking about how everybody now that information about the text messages in Carmelo Anthony's case has come out, right? So now they're saying that basically people are jumping ship. They're like, hold on, you know, BLK women were the women, like, literally were the ones leading the Free Carmelo movement, right? And for him to make comments that he does not, like BLK women, and a lot of disparaging comments about BLK women, they're like, okay, so you know what? We're going to basically withdraw our help, and you can let the other community help you, right? And this is why I kept trying to tell y'all this needs to be bigger than Carmelo. This is my husband, Marcello. Marcello, look at his baby face there. Because this picture I use is right around the time he was first wrongfully incarcerated at age 20. He was a baby. But you see what it reads? I am invisible and I am silenced. And then October 2nd, his birthday, is now National Wrongful Conviction Day. No, I'm sorry, International Wrongful Conviction Day. And I made this banner back for his 40th birthday. He's now 44 and wrongfully incarcerated, been wrongfully incarcerated since he was 20. So this year will be his 45th birthday that he has spent behind bars for nothing besides being BOK, right? That is why I kept trying to tell y'all we need to make this bigger than Carmelo. Yes, you can fight for Carmelo, but more than fighting, even more than fighting for Marcello, even more than me fighting for Marcello, this is bigger than Marcello. And it's way bigger than Carmelo. It is what has been happening to us when we sit in those defendant seats. This is how we're treated, right? So there's a comment, because I don't see many comments that are thinking outside the box and actually seeing the bigger picture. Everyone's too zoomed in focused on Carmelo that they're missing the actual reason God is using his case, right? And God's hands is on his case. That's why it's moving so rapidly. Okay, so this is from at FLOCCARTHER. So that looks like Flo Carther 5632. Says, do you see that the bigger picture is that BOKs are getting longer, stricter prison sentences and are being denied access, allegedly, to their constitutional rights, right? For the court's protection. Let's stand for justice for all people at all times. I love that. Let's stand for justice for all people at all times. Over 24 years, I have been begging y'all to assist me to get him free. And all y'all have done is ignore me. Yeah, girl, can't you talk about something else? Oh, girl, whatever. And all the things that everyone was outraged about in Carmelo's case happened in Marcello's case. Where's our outrage? Where's the outrage for all the people? I've covered over 40, just about 44. I, there's 40 something stories of wrongful conviction. And those small, minute few are the few that get their second chances, y'all. There's so many whose names will never be heard. That's why it says, I'm invisible and I am silenced, right? You have no voice from prison when you're incarcerated wrongfully. The only voice that you have is the one on the outside fighting for you. It's the only voice you got. But that's why it's so important to make it bigger, because now people are saying that they're basically, I'm not even fighting for this no more because, of other actions that he did, right? But that's why you shouldn't have been just fighting for him only, right? It should have been for everyone. And every time I would try to add into the conversation, because I've been praying that God would, because this is like the door cracked. Do y'all know how hard it is when your loved one is wrongfully incarcerated? You have no freaking idea how hard it is. But it's hard. You lose your life behind fighting for their life. And then you get nowhere. So you're basically forfeiting your life to fight for their life for nothing. Because the game would be their freedom, but you never get their freedom. So you lose your freedom behind trying to get their freedom. So nobody's free. I'm not free, he's not free. Right? So the thing is, you lose your freedom. That person never regains their freedom. And it's just a mess, right? It's somewhere that you never want to be, right? And then no, there's no help for you. Nobody's there to help you. There's no organizations. There's no there's nobody. Nobody is coming to help you. Period. This was a freak occurrence that the community came together for one person, because many of our loved ones have went down the same road, and we don't bat an eye. We actually blame the loved one and say, well, I'm sure they did what they did. Yeah, of course he had to have done it, and don't do the crime if you can't do the time and all of that stuff. So we never come together for stuff like this. So for us to finally come together, that was an impossible moment. It's like a wave, and it should have been rolled like a wave. What it should have did was we should have started opening the discussion for all the wrongfully incarcerated. Or it's like, you know how someone cracked the door? Oh gosh, that would be like the wrongfully incarcerated getting the gate cracked. Like, don't crack the door open and just let him out. Let them all out. Let them all free. You done got enough out of them anyway. You done got 24 years out of Marcello already. For something he didn't do. A fabricated crime that didn't even happen. Nobody hurt. Nobody unalived. And yet he has 40 years wrongful incarceration, not 35. But that doesn't affect anybody. As soon as I say that, people are like, yeah, but Carmelo needs to be free. What about the rest? What about the rest? What if they only freed one slave during slavery? Okay, we freed one slave. Job here done. Like, this is why it needs to be bigger than just him. Because the minute that you're not okay with him, the whole movement also is unalived with him. When this is something that's been needed, we need that gate busted open, because we got many of our loved ones wrongfully incarcerated. We need that door kicked in, not cracked open just for him to get out. Kick that door in. All right, I gotta catch my bus. It's your girl Cadillac.